Sports Talk Live, keys to the game. Bill, another week. It's do or die.
It's football weather.
Playoffs. It's football weather.
They're going to play football.
With a real football on a football field.
They are. And it's playoff football, and it's right here.
Right here in Shelbyville. We're going to be hosting Nolensville tomorrow night. Let's go over some of the things that we need to look for out of Nolensville. Nolensville beat Tullahoma last week.
They avenged last year's playoff loss to Tullahoma, 10-0. They beat them 23-14. But that game was closer, and it was Tullahoma really got up on them 14-7. Really 7-0.
Yep.
Actually, the first drive, they get up down the field, and the officials sort of backed them up.
Right. And they controlled the game the first half.
They really did. But Tullahoma gets the second drive after a stop. And I think it was a 3-and-out on Nolensville. They go right down the field and score.
Yeah.
Then they kick off. Here's what happens then. Number 7 of Nolensville runs it right. Momentum changed.
It shows you their details and their discipline on special teams because they hit field goals. They return that one. They block. They tackle good on special teams. A lot of teams cast special teams over to the side and don't view it as a positive or a negative. They say if we just break even with it and don't have anything bad happen, they use it.
This will be the best special teams we've played this year by far.
Right. So that's one key to the game.
Kicking, returning, and field goals.
Right.
Hey, does a field goal matter? Well, if they kick 4 of them, it does.
It's 12 points.
So every time they get inside the 35 or 30,
right,
they're going to get 3.
Right.
And that was the difference in the game with Tullahoma. Kick return, Tullahoma misses a field goal. They kicked 3, did all 3 of theirs.
Right, and that's what piled their points up.
Right. Actually, Nolensville did not score a touchdown until the fourth quarter.
Right.
And I think that was after Tullahoma had one called back on a penalty.
So looking at that game, Tullahoma could have very easily won that game and we could be having a rematch. But we're not.
No.
We're talking about Nolensville. We're talking about their discipline. We're talking about their special teams. Let's talk about their quick linebackers and that quick defensive line.
No, that's one thing you'll say about them. We're not going to say they're fast, but they are quick. They get inside on you quick. So their linebackers are always coming.
They're shooting them.
They're going to shoot the gap every time. They're going after the running back immediately.
That's somewhat of a gamble, but it pays off for them because they really are disciplined with their line.
Well, they're small. This is probably the smallest team, I think, overall we've played all year. But they're quick and they make up for it.
Right. Athletically on defense, they're not overwhelming with athletics. They're just disciplined. They're quick, like you say. They got a couple athletes on the field.
The linebackers tackle well.
They play well together as a team.
They do.
That's
coached.
That's their.
The Johnson kid from Tullahoma still had nearly 150 yards rushing, but it was on big plays.
Right.
They were getting to him so many times at the handoff with the quickness, and I'm saying they're going to get to Robert like this a couple times.
Right.
Because the way we run our offense, when you're handing it off, they're already there.
So if you're attacking that defense, Bill, what do?
You want to go right at them, and sometimes if they stuff you for a yard, you come right back on 2nd and 11, you go right at them again, because if you get through that first wave,
it's over with.
You're gone.
Yeah.
And it opens up other things for us. The tight end, I think, is going to be wide open tomorrow.
I do too. And out of the backfield, possibly Robert coming out of the backfield.
There's a chance to take some shots, hit them with some slants, because they don't have the speed LeBron and William have.
Right.
Or Stephen or Robert.
Right.
They don't have a player with that kind of speed.
No.
7's quick.
Number 7 is.
But he's not on the level of those 4 players.
Right. Their quarterback is pretty shifty. He's small, can throw it.
He can spin it, and he gets rid of it quick.
Watch for this play. They have a fake jet sweep where they follow the receiver with the quarterback or the tailback running right behind him as a blocker. That hadn't seen that all year. Pretty neat play, good design, and it'll catch you off guard if you're not watching. So
we get on that little quarterback too many times, and he's not very big. 5'7",
they have to roll
160.
him out. They have to roll him out
because of his size.
Right, and
he can spin it, he can throw it, and he throws it fast.
Right, and they'll hit you with little short passes.
Sure.
So this team reminds me of that whole region.
Mm-hmm.
They remind me of the old Page teams when they didn't have all the athletes that they've got now, but they were disciplined and they didn't make mistakes. So for us, we got to play disciplined football, which we've been doing a lot, especially on defense. We're getting better and better and better every week. Pressure to that quarterback, and they really don't have a running threat. But if you don't stick to your guns and read the right keys, then they'll get you.
And
they'll
I think
get you.
It will be hard to run on them outside. I do, because they're so quick.
Right.
That's going to be hard. I do think you can run between the tackles.
Right, and a fake off the run between the tackles with Stephen
go to the house.
Right. Because they're coming up in there so fast.
They commit so quick, and they commit every time.
You get by them, and
well, then all of a sudden, success. If you get by them a couple times, I think eventually they're so well coached they're going to back out of that. They're not playing their game.
Right.
All right, so we've got to play our game. They got to play their game, but we have to play our game on defense too. You have to be aggressive, like we've been all year. Force them to throw it when they don't want to throw it. Make them have to throw it. Tackle well, and we're quick. We got to get in there just the way they're going to do. We're going to do the same thing to them.
One matchup I like on special teams that we have is our kick return against their kick defense because of our speed.
Right.
Because you have LeBron, you have William returning the ball, and if we get a good seal,
Coach Dryden, I think, has made a real effort the last couple of weeks to change the people on the field, and now we've got our athletes on kick returns and kickoffs.
Right, so
that can make a difference here.
I like our matchup there on the kickoff
shock
team.
Me if you see William or LeBron take one to the house. That's what special teams our way.
That's what I'm thinking. All right, Bill, you gonna make a prediction on this game?
Well, I think we should win the football game, but you never know. Like Coach says, it's a round ball. It's not.
It's not.
But it's at home, and I think the home field advantage here is huge.
Right.
I assume the crowd's coming. Nolensville's going to bring a bunch of people. I think Coach said they're bringing a 162-person band. Nolensville will bring people. We're going to have a good crowd. We got to play our game. Robert Bailey, I think, comes out and has a monster game here. I do. I think Zimmerman has a good game, and the Bobo boys, and I think it all comes back to defense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Nolensville's got a good defense. We have a good defense.
I think they're going to score some points.
I do too.
But I think we can win this game 34-20, somewhere in that range. I think
I'm going to go 28-14.
Okay. That's similar.
But I could see it being better than that possibly. But I got a feeling this game's going to go into the third quarter, maybe into the fourth quarter, tight.
Right. All right, so Tennessean comes out this week.
I loved it.
I know it. They picked this up, one of the upsets of the week, that Nolensville's going to upset us.
And all that is where you've looked at a score.
Right.
Or you saw we beat Tullahoma by 28-27. You didn't watch the game, look at it, or look at the stats.
Just looking at the scores.
You just looked at the score. And that made you think this.
You look early on where we had a tight game with Coffee County and that tight game with Siegel. They go and look at the teams they played. And
Nolensville has 4 losses here. They're 7-4. We're 10-1.
Yep.
They have 4 losses, I believe, this year. Only one in the region to Page, but they lost to Page 2 weeks ago, 42-0.
Yeah. So that's a lot of points scored. So, and looking at the Columbia game, if you want to play that game, we get past this one.
Overlooked Columbia, walked in there and thought we're just going to roll right over them. And we knew Columbia had players. But I'll say this again: had number 7 played quarterback for Columbia?
Well, he did,
but he didn't until the fourth quarter.
Well, he got in there some in the second. I went back and looked at it. He was in there, but
why wasn't he in there ever play?
I don't know,
because I think they could have won a game.
Trey Davidson, the tight end that they have, is very aggressive. Talking about
yes, absolutely.
I don't know if that's number 7. I know he's in a slot.
He 7 was the kick return guy.
Yeah, he's in the slot a lot.
Plays in the slot, so he's not the tight end, but they've got a good tight end. Their quarterback, like I said, can spin it.
Yeah.
He's not very big. This is where I think a guy like Zon Bonner that's 6'5" with long arms, get your hands up when he's throwing that football and let's bat a ball or two.
Yeah, well,
Palmer
honestly,
Edwards, bat a ball.
Yeah, and Palmer is so fast. This little kid is
ball,
quick.
It goes up in the air, crazy things happen.
I really don't think that Nolensville has seen a defensive line and linebacker group like ours. We're very much like them.
I think they did too. Page. They lost 42-0.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, I do think they've seen it. Page.
Yep. All right, Bill. It's going to be interesting. Everybody get out there and support your Golden Eagles tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, and I'm sure we've got the food trucks rolling in.
I'm sure they've got everything rolling in.
We need to pack the house.
Need to pack the house.
It's going to be cool. Dress appropriately.
You win this game, you're in the quarterfinal to the state.
Right, and more than likely going to be playing.
How many times we've been there? I know you're a historian of Shelbyville athletics. I should ask you off the air, but how many times we made the quarterfinals? It ain't been many.
Maybe once.
Under Palmer, maybe one time.
No, we didn't get there. Yeah, we did.
I think we got there with him once.
We
may have gotten there with Jay once, and I can't remember.
Way back when, it was structured a little bit different, but possibly. But we haven't.
We've never made the semifinals.
Never made the semifinals.
So if you were just fortunate, we'll win this game.
Right.
You play Page, you win that game, you break school history.
Right, and we're discounting Centennial right here because Centennial got waxed by Page earlier. I don't see them having much chance. But just real quick, looking at the bracket, of course, us, Nolensville, Centennial, Page, where we go, it's It's West, which Beach is playing Southwind. Southwind is a powerhouse.
They are.
Beach has only lost one game this year. Mm-hmm. They're a good team. That'll be an interesting matchup to watch. And then you got Henry County and Springfield. And the Springfield quarterback is supposed to be really, really good.
Right. And Henry County's
got what they've got. So that's going to be an interesting game. A lot of people say Henry County is going to walk away with that one. I'm going to call an upset and say Springfield's going to beat Henry County.
Where's it at?
It's at Henry County.
I'll go Henry County.
Okay. Because that's a number. Let's see. No, it's not. It's at Springfield. I can't even read my writing here. No. They're number 4. They're number 4. So it's
right.
It is at Henry County. But I think Southwind's going to beat Beach. They were there last year, and they won. It is at, they're number 2. So they're
Southwind's an interesting school because I used to sell school supplies. Was in that school a lot. It's not in Memphis, but it's close enough. You're getting plenty of inner city kids mixed in with some kids from Collierville and Germantown. So to tell you where Southwind is, if anybody's been down there, it's between Germantown and that mall down there in the South Memphis.
I got you.
So it's right on the edge of the inner city. I mean, just right on the edge. But it's still kind of in the county, so it's a good mix of kids and a good mix of athletes.
And they got a wide open offense, from what I can tell.
But they always do.
This is our bracket. This is where we're going to be competing once we get past Nolensville, and hopefully get. I'm just anxious to see the Page game.
I want to play Page.
Yeah, but we got to take care of Nolensville.
Take care of business, and we can't have any gaffes on special teams at all. We can't have any. No gaffes.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to, but that's the key. And they're going to be the best team on special teams we play.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
If anybody out there knows how many times we've made the quarterfinals, let us know.
I'm going to say twice, but I don't know for sure.
I'm going to say once, maybe twice.
Yeah. All right. Everybody get out, support the Eagles tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Eagle Stadium.
Bring a coat.
Bring a coat. Bring a coat. Absolutely. Have a good evening. We'll see you